All right, today we have on the bench a Zenith Allegro, and I had looked at this several months ago in the shop that I evaluated it for. At the time, kind of deferred any repairs because, again, in this part of the country, you can hardly give these things away. So it's a Zenith Allegro. A couple of things I want to point out, and this is going to be filmed in a couple of different sections, right? So part one is going to be kind of what this thing is, what it does. Then we'll do the turntable and the 8-track. Now, kind of a preview as to what I remember as being wrong. 8-track doesn't work. You can hear the motor spinning, so it's probably a bad belt. And this is a beast to get to from what I have gathered online. I don't know that for a fact, but so at a minimum, probably a new belt and maybe even more issues. The turntable works, but it's slow to get up to speed. It's just a little Zenith Micro Touch, probably Voice of Music, maybe, or it kind of looks like a BSR, but I don't know. So tabletop console. Get that. Let me just remove this. No hinge, connected hinge or anything. It's just kind of like a cover that sits on there. Somebody's been playing with these knobs because it's turned all the way to the right. Everything's kind of off here. From what I remember, this actually put out some sound. I will do a sound check in this video. So it seems like everything is intact. From what I remember, it'll tune in a radio station and actually sounds pretty good. One thing that I do want to point out on this turntable is, or this console, is the outputs are RCA type outputs. So for one of these, you'll want to buy something like, right, adapters like this where you can connect two speaker wires, screw them in, right, and you can connect kind of regular, well, I say regular now, but non-RCA plug type speakers. I always keep several sets of these handy. I have male and female versions, right, for speakers, because a lot of the speakers, usually I see speakers that take this type of adapter. So I always keep a couple of sets of these around. So that's how we're going to connect the speakers to it. I've got a couple of Sony bookshelves that we're going to run through here and do kind of a sound check, see how it sounds. I will just kind of show you the turntable, then we'll get into it in more detail. I will pop an 8-track in just to show you that unless there was some kind of miraculous spontaneous healing, right, it's not going to work. So anyway, let's jump into this and see what's going on. I'm going to have to jump in front of the camera because I didn't put my mouse in a very good position, so stay tuned. Alright, so here is the Zenith. I got speakers hooked up. Just little desktop speakers. There we go. So let's do FM first. So FM works, stereo light works.
The extra point penny. This is unbelievable. It's easier. If you have not heard what happened to Tiffany Smiley in Washington,
AM has diminished output on one channel.
And you're gonna,
let's do auxiliary. And that actually sounds pretty good. And that's what I remember about this. I remember it sounding really pretty decent, you know. There's a sticker coming off the bottom of the stylus. Okay, well, I'll clean that up in a little bit. Let's look at the turntable. see what's going on with this. I don't see a changer spindle. So put this on phono, turn it up a little bit, hit start. Yeah, that's kind of what I remember it doing last time. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, you don't want to play too much Miles Davis, heaven forbid, right? Heaven forbid you play more than about 7 seconds of a song. And I'm going to have to pause it because my dogs are coming out. Alright, so I moved the tone arm over, and this thing's really kind of stiff. Just want to see if the auto return. I think auto return works. Let's see. I'm going to put it in the run out. Yeah, it's sticking right there. Oh, there it goes. Alright. And then I don't have it. Well, I might. Maybe there's a repeat on this or something like that. So anyway, okay. So that stop. So that's the turntable, and again, I'll get into that when I film part 2, kind of looking at the turntable and figuring out what's wrong with it. I'll do kind of a final check on tape. And tape is in. Oh, it is working. Weird. And I don't know what happened there. I hit program and then I went to ready. And, so let's see. Oh, wow, cool. All right. I thought I was not working on this. I do need to figure out this program issue. I hit program and then it goes to ready, and it just kind of freezes here. So, all right. So anyway, well, that's good. At least you can listen to an 8-track on it right now. So anyway, that's enough for part 1. This was kind of the initial evaluation. What I'll do is part 2 will be the turntable. Part 3 will be looking at the 8-track. So, and I don't have my mic on because it's over here. Gosh darn it. Well, that's what happens when I get interrupted. So anyway, as you can see, 8-track does work. It's kind of pausing when I hit the program button, but it is playing. So I'll have to see if I can find some kind of owner's manual on this and see if I can figure it out. So stay tuned for part 2 when I evaluate the turntable.